Hello, you find me in the middle of the fucking Czech Republic. Yes, that's right, I'm out on location. I'm in the middle of filming my Christmas Day special. And you might very well ask why I am filming my Christmas Day special in the Czech Republic. And the answer is simple. BookTube with Simon. BookTube with Simon is a force to be reckoned with. He's one of my favourite BookTube channels, and he keeps doing new, interesting and exciting things. He's raised the bar. I'm just trying to stay relevant. I'm just trying to stay interesting. And as you can see, I've smuggled myself into the Czech Republic. It's not easy getting into a Eastern European country in the middle of a lockdown. So I stowed away on a sheep truck. It was smelly. Simon is a man with resources. He seems to have an unlimited supply of professional singers, dancers and entertainers. I'm a one-man band. So, hiding off in the trees over yonder are 500 dancing girls, a sword swallower and an escapologist. And put that in your pipe and smoke it, Simon. So those are going to be some of the featured acts in my Christmas Day special. And I probably shouldn't be telling you this, but as a bit of a spoiler, Jesus himself might be making a guest appearance. But I'll say no more about that for now. Sure, I just saw something moving in the trees. By the way, I'm very soaked, I'm wet, I don't own a coat, I'm wearing a cardigan and sandals, as you can see. Okay, here we go. This is the Bookish Nativity Tag by Simon from BookTube with Simon. And I think what you're supposed to do is take a character from the Nativity, which is a play that we all had to do at school in England. You take a character from the Nativity, and then what you do is you cast them using a character from a fantasy book. So, question number 1. Mary, normal yet chosen protagonist. Well, immediately I thought of Mara of the Acoma from the Empire Trilogy by Raymond Devised and Janny Wirtz. And as soon as I thought of that, I realised that actually this tag can be quite simple, because I can choose all of the characters from that trilogy of books. It's very well suited, as you will see. Question number 2. Joseph, most loyal sidekick. Well, again, this was very easy. I didn't even have to think about this. It's Lujan. I'm not entirely sure if that's the correct pronunciation of his name, but Lujan is a mercenary soldier who Mara hires quite early on in the trilogy. He gradually moves up the ranks and becomes more and more of a friend and confidant, and he's incredibly loyal. He would happily and willingly give his life to protect Mara, and luckily he survives throughout the trilogy, and he is an absolute hero. Next, question number 3, the 3 wise men. 3 characters who give great advice. Well, again, from the Empire Trilogy, I'm choosing Arakasi, or Arakasi. He is Mara's spy master. He is possibly the most interesting, three-dimensional and well-drawn fantasy character I've ever read. He's just extraordinarily interesting, and he has some truly exciting adventures. Alongside being a spy master, Arakasi is also one of Mara's most trusted advisors. The next wise man is Keoki. Keoki is a grizzled old war veteran. He's Mara's force commander. He was her father's force commander before her, and his father's force commander before him. He's been around forever. He's extremely knowledgeable and experienced and very, very wise. So, as well as being the force commander for Mara's troops, Keoki is also one of her 3 trusted advisors. And the final wise man isn't a man at at all. It's Nakoya, who starts off as Mara's nursemaid. She pretty much raises Mara single-handedly, and once Mara takes over the rulership of her house Akoma, Nakoya takes over and stops being a nursemaid and becomes her first advisor. And so she is the third wise man and a very trusted source of advice. Question number 4. Gabriel. Character who kicks off the plot, then disappears. This one, strictly speaking, doesn't answer the question 100%, but he is part of the Empire Trilogy. His name is Pug, and he is the central protagonist in the Rift War saga, which comes before the Empire Trilogy. And he also continues as an important character throughout the remainder of Feist's books. But Pug is an enigmatic character. He's a very, very powerful magician, and he makes several cameos in the Empire Trilogy, and his actions and his words have a significant effect on a lot of the events that take place. So although Pug does disappear throughout most of the books, so he answers the second part of that question, he doesn't really kick things off, except of course that he's the main character who kicks things off in the Rift War cycle and thus spawns the Empire Trilogy. It's tenuous, I know. Question number 5. Herod, the most evil character. This one I didn't actually have to think about very hard at all. There are several baddies in the Empire Trilogy, several people that you despise. They're horrible, horrible, evil people. But no one pissed me off more than a character called Tapek, who is actually introduced quite late in the trilogy, and he is a magician. He's a young, inexperienced magician. He's thoroughly evil. He's thoroughly contemptuous of anyone that doesn't match him. He's just basically full of hate. He's a hater, and he uses all his powers very unwisely out of pure spite and viciousness. He's just a spiteful, nasty, vindictive, evil bastard. He's really, really hateful. There are lots of evil characters in the Empire Trilogy, but Tapek just rubbed me up the wrong way. I was so delighted that he eventually got his comeuppance. Question number 6. Baby Jesus! Yes, the baby Jesus! This is a central character with surprisingly little page time. And again, it was so easy coming up with this. Justin of the Akoma. Justin is Mara's son, and ultimately he's going to become the Emperor. He's going to become the most powerful and exalted person on the planet. But he doesn't have very much page time. He's kind of a peripheral character, although his presence is felt throughout much of the third book. Question number 7. A shepherd, a character who seems important but doesn't do much. Again, this is very easy. Hokanu of the Shinzawa. Again, I'm not 100% sure that I've got that pronunciation correct. Hokanu is one of Mara's love interests. He's pleasant, he's down to earth, he's very calm, he's very respectful, he's incredibly resourceful, he's powerful. He's basically got everything going for him. He is a hero. But he's perhaps just a little bit dull, a little bit wet, and he's really there to give Mara a quiet life in between books 2 and 3 before things get kicking again. And finally, question number 8. The Innkeeper, a character with the most famous line you can think of. Well, for this one, I'm going to stray away from the Empire Trilogy because although I racked my brains for quite a long time trying to think of a specific memorable line, I came up short. So I've had to dip into my other favourite set of books, the Devilry series by Catherine Kerr. And in these books there is a character called Otho the Dwarf. Otho is irascible, he's grumpy, he hates just about everyone, he's incredibly rude, he's actually been exiled from the dwarf lands. However, he's one of the good guys, he's incredibly loyal, and he always helps out where needed. One of the biggest laughs, and I mean an actual belly laugh, that I got the first time I read the Catherine Kerr books, was when Otho gets into a bit of an argument with a nobleman. I'm going to swear, I'm going to use possibly the worst swear word you can think of, so I apologise in advance. You, sir, are a running sore on a leprous she-mule's So there you have it. That is the comedy stylings of Otho the Dwarf. You're most welcome. And now I'm going to get back to my dancing girls, my sword swallower and my escapologist, and see if I can throw together some sort of special Christmas Day extravaganza. So from the freezing cold Arctic temperatures of the Czech Republic, I wish you a fond farewell. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, you know what to do. Please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and I will see you next time. See you later.